So that's how you convert 10 exalted orbs into 10 divine orbs. You can find ones with critical hit chance for like 3 exalted orbs. In the end we landed on craft that can go for something like 5 divine orbs. Hail and Mesh's Kingdom. Today I tried to buy some cool items for my GODLIKE Druid, and guess what? I could not find anything on my budget. Therefore, it's time to craft. So if you want to learn how to craft best talismans and best pieces of armor, actually not for Druid only, but for any martial class, well, you're in the right place. Let's quickly jump into basics on how crafting actually works in Path of Exile 2 0.4. Here is most basic example. We got a weapon. Sometimes weapon will have implicit. It's bonus to weapon base type. But most important part is color of weapon name. We got white name, so it's basic weapon. That's where we start. Then we can use currency like Orb of Augmentation. It will randomly add one prefix or one suffix, and it will instantly convert our item into blue item. This item is called magic. Then you can add Orb of Transmutation, and it also will add one random prefix or suffix, depending on what our previous result was. So at this point, blue item can have only one prefix and one suffix. Let's illustrate them like this. So basically one line here, one line here. Then you can add a regal orb, and it will convert our blue item into yellow item, which is rare item. Regal orb also will add one random prefix or one random suffix, so you can't control it. And technically you just can't control anything at this point. Then you can add up to 3 exalted orbs, and it will fill your suffixes and prefixes. And then there's a bunch of other currencies like Orbs of Chaos that can reroll random suffix or prefix, but all this stuff is far away from real crafting, since it's complete unga bunga. Let's say we got this blue item. What we can do right now, we got 2 prefixes. We can hold Alt and it will highlight that we get one prefix and one suffix, and we can use Orb of Regal. So Regal Orb drops in, we got one more prefix, item is yellow right now. And now we can drop up to 3 exalted orbs, randomly adding suffixes and prefixes. Sometimes you can hit 3 prefixes, sometimes not. In the end we got pretty weird item. And what is interesting for us in this item is this row, item level. You will see it only when you highlighting item. It's not required level. Required level can be low, and required level will determine base of item. For example, Aegis Quarterstaff with required level 79 will be basically best quarterstaff with highest physical damage possible with implicit of block chance. So it's the base of item. But item level can be different. So as you can see, we got level 45 crossbow, but item level 51. And that is super important, because over here you will see tiers of your upgrades. The closer number to 1, the better. So for example, grants 5 life per enemy hit is tier 1, and that's the best possible result we can get. Yes, these numbers can roll inside of tier. So for example, tier 10 can roll from 2 to 4 fire damage up to 5 to 7 fire damage. It's random. And sadly for us, there is no other way to find out what modifiers can roll on item besides going into website POE2 0.4, into modifiers section, and then picking our item. Today we will craft talismans, and here we will see all available prefixes and all available suffixes. In most cases, in prefixes you will find bonuses to your damage, in suffixes there will be random modifiers like attribute points, level of skills, leech ability, critical hit chances, and so on. But also, as you can see, there is different DC created modifiers, also different for suffixes and prefixes, and also we are able to use essences. And that's how you actually craft. So to craft you need a bunch of different currency. That's why crafting is not really good for beginners when you're just starting out. In most cases it's better just to go on market and try to buy something good, but it's not always possible, or maybe you're looking for some specific stuff. And that's when you basically come into crafting. For crafting we will use basic currency as well as Abbas currency, as well as ritual currency, and honorable mention fracturing orb, and of course essences. Yeah, essences are also insanely important. There is loads of them for loads of different situations. So where do we start? Basically you need to start with a base. There's different ways how you can get bases. One of them is to just look for white stuff on the ground, pick this up, or set up your filter so it shows only item level 81 or higher, or even lower depending on what you're looking looking for, because on POE2 DB you can check item level required for different modifications. For example, if you're looking for highest increased physical damage, and that's best possible mod on weapon, your item should be at least item level 82 plus. So they sometimes drop in areas of level 81 and more common drops in areas of level 82. It's tier 16 maps in augmented by extra level areas, so it's pretty hard to get. And if you roll something like this, well, it already costs few divines. So yeah, another way to get these items is to buying them on market, of course, but more often than not I'm just collecting white items and then using these perfect orbs to create best possible base. Perfect orb of transmutation and augmentation will guarantee us modifier of minimum level 70. That's again stuff without information in game. So for example, if you're rolling for added physical damage, it can roll only for highest roll, so it will roll only tier 1 added physical damage. So let's try to drop them on our quarter staff. We got suffix, leech damage is mana, so it's pretty useless. Let's try once again, and we rolled increased physical damage, tier 2, pretty good. Now what to do with this type of item? That's actually what we will do today, one of the variants. You need to kinda outline your algorithm of actions, and that's basically how I like to do it. There's websites, but I like to do it pretty old way, like solving a puzzle. So we get our prefixes and suffixes, and then we're trying to get an idea what we can do. So if your stash is not as full as mine with loads of currencies, and you can't type, for example, weapon and search what you can apply, then you can talk with Eng, go into currency exchange and check essences. So you can check every essence and how we can apply it. It's important to know that greater essences can be applied to magic items, which is blue, and perfect essences will be applied to yellow items, which is rare. So we always start with magic item, and there's technically like two strategies how we can approach craft. One of the best strategies is to try and fill prefixes and then work on suffixes separately. Filling is really important because, as you see, every upgrade got its place. So if you fill all prefixes, this means nothing can go into prefixes. And if all of them good, suffixes can be even bad, but you can do different combinations if you got enough different essences and desecration modifiers. Therefore, we will start with essence that will add one prefix. Then we will need to fill prefixes. To do it, we will need perfect essence that can also go into prefix. And perfect essences for prefix will be the ones that will give us gain damage as different type of damage. So if you're going for just physical damage build, you can go for as physical, but adding extra lightning to shock enemies is really good. Adding extra cold to chill them also pretty nice. Or maybe you're looking for fire. Therefore, we will add this perfect essence of electricity. But we need to combine it with something, because perfect essences will remove random modifier. I mean, we want to remove bad modifiers and we don't want to remove good modifiers. To work on it, we got different omens that will force greater essences, I mean perfect essences, remove suffix or prefix modifiers. So if we combine it with omens that will force perfect essence of electricity remove suffix, then we will fill prefixes. And then the last thing left is to just work on suffixes. There's already well-known rotation, so I won't show you it in paint, I will show you it in game. And that's basically easiest, super simple, beginner-friendly way to build your weapon. So you start with something with increased physical damage, and then you add essence of abrasion, like we planned. We will instantly get this extra added physical damage, so it's already pretty good quality stuff. Now, we need to activate omen that will force our next essence to remove suffixes. We got only one suffix, therefore it will be removed by any essence. Let's add like cold damage, let's say. So perfect essence of ice will remove leech damage as mana, and we got all prefixes filled. The next step is to fill suffixes. And you can completely fill them by, for example, adding omen, not this one, but like this one, that will force exalted orb to be counted like 2 exalted orbs. And depending on budget that you got for your craft, you can, for example, use greater exalted orbs that will roll at least item level 35 modifiers, or even perfect exalted orb. So you will have a chance to roll something good in suffixes. But I like to use 2 exalted orbs, because first one may roll something good. Let's try. We rolled dexterity, and we definitely don't want to roll dexterity. Now we're still keeping our dex roll crystallization to remove suffix, and we will remove the suffix that we just added to convert it into different mod. So this this mod will be Essence of Battle, to add level to all attack skills. Very powerful stuff. Let's do it, and we just changed the suffix into perfect one. So we guarantee this 4 perfect mods. It's not most powerful mod, but it's pretty powerful and more than enough in most cases. Now we can add one more Exalted Orb to check one more time this mod. Again, we rolled really bad mod, and normally this craft goes like this. You add Desecrated modifier from Abyss Guys, and then you try to hit Perfect Essence of Haste. This will either remove stun build up, because Perfect Essence of Haste should go into suffix when they filled. It can't remove prefix if you fill suffixes before using it, and you don't need any omens. And if you hit everything, it will be the cheapest craft. So let's try to do it. We're desecrating, we got this green guy stuff, and then just using Perfect Essence of Haste, hoping that we will keep our level to all attack skills. Now we did it. So what if we want? What if we missed this? Then we removed level to all attack skills. And here's the main mechanic of crafts. You can't have the same mods of kinda same tags in most cases. So if Desecrated modifier can roll increased attack speed and you already have increased attack speed, then it can't roll increased attack speed after. Basically that's how it works. Therefore, after removing attack skills, you can actually reapply it and again hope that you're not removing onslaught again or green guy mechanic. And basically you rotate all these essences and desecration until you hit all suffixes like this. And if you ever remove desecration, then instead of using desecration randomly, you want to use omen that will force desecration into suffix. Don't forget or you break your craft. And with good weapon basically, you need to go into Act 2, into Lightless Passage and reveal modifier. So let's see what we will roll on this one, and we rolled increased cost efficiency for attacks. Not perfect, we can get mana per enemy killed, also nice. But it is what it is. You also can activate Omen that will give you ability to reroll these options once, or you can use Omen before applying this Desecration to force different faction modifiers. There's Amanamu, Kurgal and Ulaman. So if you like some modifiers, you can easily force them. Now you know all the basics, so let's make some crafts. I could easily make the same item I just showed you, but they are pretty rare, and even tier 2 modifiers start from 2 divine orbs. Tier 1, by the way, start at 5 divine orbs, and there's only 26 right now on market. So yeah, it's pretty rare to just hit tier 1 modifier. So another option that you may look for is just good rare items. For example, this right now goes for 1 divine orb. It got maximum physical damage modifier, tier 1 increased elemental damage with attacks, which is also okay for my build, but I'm looking for added damage, not increased, since my damage comes not only from basic attacks. So if I was looking for something really good, this one could work, because all we need to do is to use Omen that will force Essence to check 1 modifier and drop it into prefixes, so there will be -1 modifier in suffixes. Then we desecrate 1 modifier, and then we will try to drop Essence of Battle and Onslaught, for example. So instead of buying one, I collected bunch of bases that we will use right now to maybe create something cool. Instead of doing basic physical damage talisman, we will try to make some cool elemental damage, maybe a bunch of them. By collecting a bunch of white bases, I'm just dropping perfect orbs of transmutation on top, and I hope to roll something cool. Leeching physical damage as life is not cool, and tier 2 cold damage is pretty cool for me, it will work. Now let's see, again cold damage and stun build up, and let's hope for tier 1 physical damage, please. Now it's tier 2 cold. And before we actually starting, let's make some fun Unga Bunga craft. So I got this fungal talisman, it's item level 82, so technically it can roll something good. We can have something amazing or not. First of all, we need to make it rare, and then while Omen of Putrefaction is active, it will create 6 modifiers, all of them will be green, and it's nice to actually add quality and sockets to a weapon before doing this, because it's also corrupting weapon. I'm not too disappointed because our rolls is just garbage, but maybe other rolls will be cooler. Increased elemental damage with attacks, let's see. All 6 modifiers, we're rolling something cool. Cold damage, interesting. Life per enemy killed, so it's definitely not a good, not a really great way to craft. That's why relying on Unga Bunga is a bad thing. Well, let's start real crafts. So, what I'm looking for on my talisman is to have loads of added and extra elemental damage. So let's start with the same strategy. We got high tier cold damage roll, and we can add essence of lightning. However, these essences can roll only tier 3 modifiers, actually tier 4, so it's pretty low. Still, this talisman right now with same modifiers on market costs around 5 exalted orbs, so you can get the same basically talisman pretty cheaply. Essence of electricity will cost less than exalted orb, so this craft right now costs 6 exalted orbs if you buy everything. And now cheapest way to actually finish the craft will be filling suffixes first. So I'm using Omen of Greater Exaltation to use 2 exalted orbs, and I want them to be in suffix, therefore Omen of Dextral Exaltation. And we're using exalted orb. I will use Greater Exalted Orb, so we'll fill it completely, and again our rolls are pretty weak, as you can see. We don't need intelligence technically, life per enemy killed, so we landed with something similar to mine right now. But here's the fun part, and that's why you need to check prices before you attempting your crafts. So right now, Omen of Sinistral Crystallization that will attempt to remove our prefix costs 53 exalted orbs, half of divine. But since I want to remove suffix, I need Dextral Crystallization, and it will cost 166 exalted orbs. So is it worth to spend like 1.5 divine orb right now to just remove one suffix and put good prefix? In my opinion, no. Therefore, this craft will be finished by different way, and that's why I'm making this video so in detail, so you understand logic behind each step and you can apply it to your circumstances. So our logic right now is to completely block prefixes, because we don't want to use this essence. And by blocking prefixes, we can do one of the 2 options. We can apply different omens, so we apply Amanamu, Kurgular or Ulaman modifiers, but I don't like any of these modifiers on our talisman, therefore we can basically just desecrate it. And by desecrating, you can roll something from basic prefixes and suffixes. It's pretty random though, and to make it less random, we can use Omen of Abyssal Echoes, so we will be able to see our results 2 times. However, it's not guaranteed that you will get good results, and it also costs 50 exalted orbs. And that's basically how you craft. You can try, you can attempt something, and at certain point you need to acknowledge yourself that item is kinda bricked. So is it bricked right now? No. We still got few chances. Perfect Essence of Electricity costs nothing. We not completely filled our prefixes. Our essence still got a chance to actually pick one of the suffixes even without any additional omens. So you just need to check, is craft worth it? For this item, it's not a big deal if we lose it. So right now this costs like 10 exalted orbs, full item, if we buy it, but for me it was like 5. Let's try, and we removed lightning damage, sadly. Still there's one more chance, dropping Omen, not Omen, Preserve Jobon. So we basically desecrating this item. And we're revealing without any omens and hope we can get something good. So we can have Penetrate of Cold Resistance, but again my build does not require any penetration. Increased physical damage, so it is what it is. Is it actually like a bad item? In reality, it is not. It's pretty okay-ish item. We can even check our damage right now. So damage with my talisman right now is 21k, with this talisman 16k. Keep in mind, my talisman got very high rolled attack speed, and also it got 2 runes and quality, so it's pretty buffed up. Also with my runes, we're getting +1 level to all attack skills, and it's really like good and powerful. If I add runes to this talisman, we probably get even like upgrade in our damage. But that's why all these omens costs a lot. However, I got another secret candidate for you today. Just take a look at this monster. We got lightning damage and critical hit chance. Critical hit chance is not important for build right now, but I can respec into critical hit and probably it will be fun. We will see. So how we can approach this type of talisman? I will approach it from cheapest perspective. So right now, based on market, it just too much to remove 2 suffixes. But here's the secret guy that it's right now is sitting pretty low, just 30 exalted orbs. I just dropped it, so this one is free for me technically. And here what we will attempt. This craft is not guaranteed, but this attempt will cost not a lot, and we get pretty high chance to land insanely good item. So what we're looking for? We're looking for good prefix and good suffix that will work for your build, and items that will be pretty cheap. So talismans with with nice lightning damage is just 1 exalted orb. You can find ones with critical hit chance for like 3 exalted orbs. Technically this attempt is pretty cheap. We're going with Greater Essence of Haste. It costs nothing right now, and it will add attack speed, tier 2 roll. So one of the best rolls for attack speed basically, and it's really like high and good attack speed. Now what we need to do, we need to make sure we got 4 modifiers right now, and one of these modifiers should be in prefix. Cheapest way will be to just add Exalted Orb, but Exalted Orb does not guarantee anything good, and also it will mess up our next plan. Next plan is to completely lock prefix. I'm using Omen that will force Desecration attempt in prefix. I'm using Preserved Jawbone to add Desecration in prefix. Pow! We added it. So what happened? This item right now got 4 modifiers, but since this modifier is unrevealed, even though it have this modifier on item, it can't be locked with Fracturing Orb, and Fracturing Orb require you to have 4 modifiers. Now, quick math. If there was a revealed modifier and we got total of 4 modifiers, we got 25% each to lock each one of them. Our goal is to lock lightning, so we got 25% to lock lightning damage. But since one modifier is unrevealed, we get only 3 modifiers and one of them will be locked. So we get 33% chance to lock lightning damage. Pretty good. We just increased our chances to succeed by 50%. So we're using Fracturing Orb and basically we get 33% to lock lightning damage. If we lock lightning damage, we win. So after this step, basically craft is done. 1, 2, 3, and we locked attack speed. Okay, this also happens. Now we can try to unveil the modifier and see what will happen. I'm definitely going for increased elemental damage with attacks. It's the best one of these 3. Now, here's the deal. We want to add Perfect Essence of Battle on the bottom part, and we will use Omen to take any of the modifiers from the top part. So right now we get 50% chance to remove desecrated modifiers that we don't want right now, and 50% chance to fail. If we add third modifier by dropping Exalted Orb on top, and it probably, we will just assume it will be trash mod, then it will be 33% chance to remove lightning damage, and it's not what we want, and 66% chance to remove any of the trash mods. Of course we're going for 66%. So we're adding prefix modifier, Exalted Orb, let's find out what we will get, and it's added physical damage. As I told you, it's okay, but not perfect. Funnily enough, this talisman is already getting close damage-wise, which is pretty cool. Now we're taking Omen of Sinistral Crystallization and combining it with Perfect Essence of Battle. And we got 33% chance to remove tier 2 lightning damage, and that's exactly what I don't want. So we kept our lightning damage. Perfect. Now this talisman is already similar in DPS to mine. Now we're approaching a final phase. That's where we will need to win a roll again. First of all, we will add just Exalted Orb to see what will happen, and then we will try to use Perfect Essence that will remove one of the modifiers, and we will just hope it will remove something that we don't like. So there is only one way where this Exalted Orb can go, and I hope tier 1 physical increased now. Accuracy rating, as always. So now by using Perfect Essence of Ice, we will remove one of the prefixes. I definitely don't want to remove lightning damage, and I hope we won't remove elemental damage with attacks. So technically right now we get 33% chance to succeed. Let's see how it goes. 1, 2, 3, and we rerolled elemental damage with attacks. Still, this added damage as extra cold damage is pretty powerful. So even like that, this talisman gives me plus 20% DPS right now. And this craft in total cost around 70 Exalted Orbs for us, since there was only one high cost Omen and that's it. Actually around 1 Divine probably, because there was Fracturing Orb. Yeah, so 100 Exalted Orbs, 1 Divine Orb, maybe a little bit more with level 2 all attack skills. I farmed this essence basically, not bought it, but yeah, it costs actually 65 right now, so you can farm and sell it pretty nicely. And technically we're ready for our weapon. I like it. I want to roll with this one. I don't want basic physical stuff, but I showed you how to make insanely powerful physical damage amulet. Talisman. I actually wonder what will happen if we drop Perfect Essence of Ice on top of this talisman, and can we reroll cold damage it will become insanely powerful, I guess, but we won't. We will roll with new one and we will see how it goes. In the end, we landed on craft that can go for something like 5 divine orbs on market right now. Till I promised, I will show you how to craft armor, so let's do it. With armor, it's pretty easy because with removal of Omen of Homogenizing Exaltation, we can't guarantee loads of powerful prefixes. What we can do, however, we can guarantee some rolls of maximum life, but it will be pretty low bonus, and we can guarantee increased armor, evasion or energy shield. No, also not very high. Maximum life can go up to 200 on armor, therefore roll of plus 100 is like tier 6 roll, it's pretty low, but this tier 4 increased armor and energy shield is right in the middle. However, the best stuff that you can roll on your armors is resistances, because resistance can roll from tier 3, basically this 31 to 35%, which is more than enough to get you going in the end game. That's why when crafting armors, make sure to understand what you will craft later. As always, I recommend checking market first and then just decide what to go for. I probably will stick with this armor. It got tier 1 increased armor and energy shield, so if it got increased, then we can't roll this essence, since technically it's giving us the same stuff. But this item got flat armor and energy shield, so if you're going for a really high armor to start with, if you need this base stats like evasion, armor, energy shield, you're going with strategy by looking for flat roll first and then adding essence. However, if you got nice increased roll, you're looking for nice suffix. This one got chaos resistance, I need chaos resistance, but also I will need fire resistance. So I will add essence that will add fire resistance to my mix. Then for armors, you want to desecrate suffixes. It's really important because in suffixes you can roll extra resistance or multiple stat bonuses, which is pretty good. But you can't force them with omens of Lich, Sobering and Black-Blooded, so you can use them only on weapon or Javelry. So for armors, there's just 3 perfect essences we can use after we upgrade our armor into a rare item. Can make physical damage taken as chaos damage, definitely what we don't want. Reduce critical damage bonus, not really powerful, and increased maximum life. That's actually interesting bonus that we probably will consider. But our play right now is to fill prefixes. So I'm using Omen that will give me ability to drop exalted orbs into suffixes, I mean prefixes. So I just bricked the craft, but we got tier 1 maximum life. And honestly, it's a little bit disgusting. Our play was to have 3 prefixes, hope they was good, and then add desecration on bottom part. Desecration, instead of this, will give us extra resistance. So this armor would be insanely good. Now we get 2 choices, is to desecrate or drop exalted orb. If we desecrate, then we will choose manually what we want. If we drop exalted orb, we are in the hands of luck. We still can roll to armor and maximum energy shield, increased armor, energy shield and life, and armor, energy shield and increased armor and energy shield, which is weak but okay. I don't know what you think, but I guess let's just try our luck. This armor piece looks really promising. And we rolled tier 3, increased armor, energy shield and maximum life. It's low increasement, but in the end this armor will give me a lot more armor and life than I currently have. I can leave it like this, and technically, again, that's the best start. Look for high increased armor and energy shield roll, 1 resistance in suffix, drop essence that will add resistance, fill prefixes, and desecrate last suffix. Since I bricked it a little bit, let's try our 33% chance to reroll faster start of energy shield recharge rate. 1, 2, 3. Now it's chaos resistance. So let's reveal what will happen over here, and we will get a little bit of fire and chaos resistance in exchange. That's where we landed. Let's add quality, sockets, and 2 runes. So 800 armor, it's pretty good for me. In the end, I'm satisfied with this craft, it's okay. This one is bricked, but whatever. This craft does not cost a lot. In the end, I got one surprise craft for you. It will be quick because without big investments we can't guarantee really good results, so technically we just need to fulfill the job of the craft. And the job is to fix our resistances. But now we will need to buy base if you don't have one. These filters, and we will try to find some magic rings. And we're looking for one of the two variants. Basically, we're looking for some sort of resistance at the bottom part and added damage on top, but another good option is a rarity on top and resistance on bottom. Also, it's nice if a ring is of some good base type. Basically, it comes with lightning resistance already, so technically we got resistance, added damage and elemental resistance again. It's not easy, but they are pretty findable and pretty cheap. So why a rarity on top is so good? Because now we can use Essence of Opulence, which will add a rarity on bottom part, and it's tier 1 rarity. Just one ring will have 36 rarity. Finding gold ring with the same modifier is almost impossible, of course. Coolest part, this craft can be finished by just slamming Exalted Orbs, since the only perfect essence for rings will give us increased maximum mana that we don't need. However, if your resistances are fixed, Essence of the Body will give you almost maximum roll for maximum life, so maximum life is fine on ring. But I will do it a little bit differently. I will use Preserved Collarbone with Omen of Sovereign to guarantee Ulaman modifier and Dextral Necromancy to guarantee that this mold will be in our suffix. And I don't want to spend 50 Exalted Orb for double attempt, since it looks like everyone going into deep crafting sessions, and this starts to cost a lot. But by guaranteeing Ulaman modifiers, we technically guarantee these modifiers over here. Strength Dexterity was random, Skill Speed is Ulaman, and Maximum Life on Kill is also Ulaman modifier. So we got 2 Ulaman modifiers and 1 random. Lightning and Chaos Resist missed. Having Skill Speed on ring is just insane. It's equal to just having more damage. So from now on we just finish the craft by slamming Exalted Orbs, getting cold damage to attacks and lightning damage to attacks. Now this ring can cost 10 divines, maybe more, and we spent around 10 Exalted Orbs. So that's how you convert 10 Exalted Orbs into 10 Divine Orbs. Next ring will be finished in the same manner. We got high lightning damage to attacks, increased rarity. Honestly, I hate rarity on gear, but this season I want to test it. So we're adding resistance that we're lacking, and tada, resistances are almost fixed. We can fix them with the runes. But first of all, let's desecrate suffix and let's see what we roll in prefixes. Added cold damage to attacks, come on. Accuracy rating, okay, one bad mod for today. And let's reveal skill speed again. So that's how you make basically perfect rings for your wolf. And here we are. We finished with a lot more life, with fixed resistances and triple DPS, thanks for our new acquired weapon. I hope you enjoyed the video. Lucky crafts, guys, and see you in the next ones.